Welcome everyone to the game between Praggnanandhaa and one of Mongolia's top grandmasters, Bilguun Sumiya. Sumiya Bilguun rated 2492. He's playing for the Mongolia Aldar. Pragg is fresh off his Norway Chess victory where he finished ahead of Magnus Co and all the top players there. And this is his first game after that playing for Chess Gurukul at the World Rapid Team Championship. A handshake, and the clocks begin. Bilguun goes pawn to e4 and Pragg now plays Sicilian e4 c5 and he goes knight c3, slightly offbeat, knight c6 and bishop b5. Maybe Pragg isn't prepared for this, or maybe he is. You never know with these top players. Knight d4, he comes in, he attacks the bishop. Usually white falls back, but this time goes knight f3 and says, Pragg, you can take my bishop if you want. Pragg says no thank you. But you can see that every single move that white has played, they've brought out a piece. And that is insane. Pawn to a6, the bishop comes back to d3 and the knight goes back. Pragg isn't developing, the bishop is coming out, the rook can come in. So very quick moves is what Bilguun would like to play. And Pragg has to be careful, he goes d6. Essentially, Pragg is saying that development is not only about quickly getting out your pieces, it also means that your pieces are on the right squares. And I feel that your pieces aren't great, Bishop f6 played. Now, this position is an incredible one because white can continue normally like h3, a3, moves like that, maybe queen e2 at some point, or bishop f1 with the idea of trying for d4 at some point. But there's a pawn sacrifice in the air. And I wonder if Bilguun will spot it. Oh, he spots it. He plays e5. Pragg instantly takes it. Knight takes. Bishop takes. And if you had taken with the pawn, knight e4 was quite good. But bishop takes, what's the point? Why have you given a pawn? Pragg wants to go knight f6 and castles. Oh, he takes the rook. What? He sacrifices an exchange. Brilliant stuff by Bilguun Sumiya to give up an exchange for the sake of development. That's insane. He's attacking g7. Pragg has two moves, king f8 or knight f6. He goes knight f6, logically developing a piece so that if you take, I go rook g8, takes here. I must say I'm so impressed with Bilguun's assessment to be able to play this against a player like Pragg, who is in top shape, needs a lot of confidence and faith in your abilities. Bishop d7. The idea is to put the bishop here and put pressure on g2. Bilguun gets the knight to e4. Another excellent move. Attacking the knight on f6. You have to take on e4. Knight takes on e4. Bishop takes e4. Attacking b7 and h7. These two pawns are hanging. Bishop comes to c6. Now that's not a good move. He should have played queen g5. Takes. And yes, you lose this pawn, but this is playable. Instead, bishop c6 now allows white to take on c6 and double the pawns. So, queen takes h7 first. Could be also possible before taking, or you can take and then take. Let's see what Bilguun does. Time wise, he has 9 minutes. He's doing well. Queen takes h7, attacking the rook. The rook has to be saved. So, king e7. He plays queen g5. He's eyeing the d2 pawn, also the g2 pawn. Bishop takes c6. Check. Pawn takes. And queen comes back to e4. Defending the g2 pawn, attacking c6. The c6 pawn is a critical one, so rook c8 makes a lot of sense. So rook comes to c8. Bishop e5 takes the pawn here, and queen takes d2, taking the pawn on d2. white is still one pawn and a bishop for a rook. But now g3, and the point is, after queen d5 you don't want to trade queens. So what is white's compensation? One is that you have an extra pawn, I mean your exchange down, but black rooks are quite terrible. And don't forget, the dark squares are tremendously weak. Now rook g5, rook e1 played to defend the e5 bishop, so that if queen d5 I go queen f4. And Pragg goes rook f5. Well, right now you think about these tactics, but they don't work because of queen e1. So bishop f4 attacks the queen. Queen comes back to d5, offering a trade. If you trade, black is even clearly better, improving the structure. So trading is off the cards. Queen e3, queen e2, these are the moves. Of course, this is a difficult position because when you face a player like Pragg, he defends with all his might. It's not so easy to subdue him. Yes, you get an advantage. You have an advantage. Rook d8. He gets his rook. By the way, c4 should also be considered to get rid of one of your weaknesses. But whoa, that is insane. He goes g4. He weakens his king side. But Bilguun kind of senses that it might be very important to start rolling his pawn. That's his advantage. So why not? Rook f3 played. Pragg coming in. Queen e2. And now not an easy move. Maybe king e7 makes sense. He goes king f8. Now, okay, c4 pushes the queen away. The rook is hanging. So queen d3 makes sense. There's also queen d2, because if you take here, I'll take on e1. Pragg finds it. And he goes king g2. He's even ready to play this endgame because now h4, h5 is very powerful. I guess Pragg should take it and still try to hold in that endgame. He goes rook d3. He gets his rook out from f3. Now Bilguun, can he keep the queens on with queen e4? No, he goes bishop f6. He attacks the rook. Lovely move. The best move. He good or bad take the queen. No, Pragg goes rook d6. But now queen e5 is powerful. It's just tremendous move. Will Bilguun spot it? He is now down to 1 minute 29 seconds. Such are the positions where you go wrong. Of course, the fear sets in that you're winning, sometimes overexcitement. Queen e5 finds the move. My goodness. This is high quality chess. Bilguun playing like a world class GM. Queen h6, h4. Pawns are rolling. Pawns are rolling. Praggnanandhaa in big trouble. He goes king e8. Now simply bishop g5 is killer. But there's so many moves. h5 also is good. Rook e4 to get the rook into the game. And all that black can do is control the d file. But what to do with the file? There's nothing much. Rook e4, excellent move. King d7 and rook f4 with the idea of bishop g5. Bishop to g5 played. Queen h7 eyeing the e4 rook, but rook f4. White pieces are just maneuvering themselves into the game, and Praggnanandhaa has such a good position. It's such a bad position. Rook d4 attacks the rook. Do you trade the rooks? Because if you move, then g4 is hanging. h5 with just 10 seconds on the clock, he plays it. 10-second increment per move. But Pragg is also down to 16 seconds. He takes on f4. Bishop takes f4. Rook d4, queen check, king e8. Well, he's losing this pawn with a check now. Queen c6. Bilguun takes the first pawn. Rook d7 goes back. And now bishop to g5 with the idea of queen c8 is another powerful move. And he finds it. And this guy is playing like 2800. Too good. f6. Can take on e6. You can also take on f6. He takes queen d3. But now queen takes e6 and it's game over because king f8, h6, h7, the pawn is running. And even bishop g7 is coming. h6, bishop g7. He plays h6 and you can see there Bilguun knows that he is about to win here. Praggnanandhaa resigns. Wow, what a game by the Mongolian Grandmaster. Lovely, lovely chess. And it speaks volumes of his play because Pragg came here after winning Norway Chess and after this game went on to win the gold on board 1 with 8.5 on 11. So Bilguun Sumiya, well, he can be proud of this win and can remember this for the rest of his life because he played like a champ here. Amazing play.
Freedom begins with a choice. In 2008, we made ours. Freedom knows no borders. Step by step, we became part of the global financial system. In 2019, we went public on NASDAQ. In 2024, we built a digital ecosystem. Fintech, lifestyle, telecom, everything comes together in one unified digital space. Today, freedom is a system that shapes markets. $2 billion in annual revenue, $9.3 billion market capitalization, 11 million customers, 11,300 plus employees, 230 offices worldwide. Freedom begins with a choice, and every day we make it again. Freedom Holding Corp. One ecosystem, many possibilities.